Good morning, everyone. My name is Franklin Pollard Sr. I am running for sheriff of Christian County this year as the independent candidate. A lot of folks haven't seen my name out yet or didn't even know I was running. We've decided to make a video and get this out as about the same time as the signs will go out this weekend. Want everybody to get familiar with my history, some of my qualifications, and let you know that I am the best candidate for this job. I am 40 years old next month on October the 9th. I have two wonderful children. My daughter, she's 15. My son is 11. I was engaged this past January to my fiance, and she also has three kids, three boys that are 4, 7, and 11. The 4-year-old, he still goes to daycare. That the other four, they all attend school at University Heights here in Christian County. A little bit about myself. I recently retired from the Hopkinsville Police Department back in April the 30th. I worked for 17 years for the police department, and before I went there, I was also with the city. I was at the recreation department back when the softball complex was first built at Tiebreaker. I was there for 5.5 years under Pam Debo. So after 22.5 years, I finally decided to retire and hopefully run for this office and be elected. A little bit of the angles that I want to bring up, some of the things that I've heard concerns from citizens just out walking and talking with folks. They want to know, what are your qualifications? What did you do? What kind of training do you have? Okay, well, to start, I've had over 2,000 hours of training in law enforcement and a lot of different aspects of the job. Those include hostage negotiations, terrorists, how to prevent terrorism. It's multiple school trainings, active shooter. I was certified as an ALICE teacher, which is the active shooter class. 2 years ago, I was responsible for training every employee in the Christian County School District on active shooter. That was really exciting, and I think a lot of people gained a lot of knowledge out of that and got to see how that actually works. And it is a pretty big deal nowadays. And to have that training is definitely, it sets you apart when you're a part of that, and you actually build that muscle memory on what to do in a situation when it's high stress involved. That was a really good training, probably the most important as far as the up-to-date and what's going on in today's world. The last 6 years working in Hoptown Middle School showed me a lot about what's going on in the community. The children coming up now are in a whole new world. The technology is so advanced, folks are falling behind. Law enforcement, they have, the old saying is law enforcement's always 10 years behind the criminal as far as technology and advancements. We want to narrow that gap. We have a lot of good folks in place, both at the police department and the sheriff's department, who know a lot about the technology. We want to build on that and help cut down more crime. A lot of the problems that I hear, other than that, we have, of course, the phone crimes and the computer crimes, but then you have a huge drug problem in Christian County. I hear about it everywhere I go. Now, folks, the drug problem is not being ignored, I promise you. The sheriff's department, police department, state troopers, they are involved in cracking down on drugs. Does it take new ideas, maybe? Maybe some different ways of looking at things? Maybe that will help improve it. But those are things that I cannot sit here and tell you, I'm gonna walk in the office and cut all the drugs out, cut all the crime out. That's just, it's not gonna happen. I would be lying if I said I'm gonna come in and cut everything out. Folks, anybody tell you that, it's a lie. What we will do, we're gonna work together. We're going to use every agency that we have available to help. We're going to do extensive training on every aspect of the job to add on what they've already have gotten to this point. I am a huge believer in the training, because if you don't know what you're doing or you don't know what you're going to do in a situation, you might as well not be there. Drugs, they're everywhere, not just your marijuana, your cocaine, your meth. A big problem we have now is prescriptions. They're being abused, whether it's the older generation or it's the high school generation. Folks, I'm going to tell you, students are using prescription meds, and a lot of parents don't know. It's a big problem, and we need to cut down on that. Another issue that I worry about is the discipline with our juvenile system. And now I know we can't control the laws and we can't change everything, but we can work together to try to make the influence of getting some, I would say, some more strict punishment. The discipline and the way these kids are acting nowadays, it's a different world. We can't let this continue or it'll be out of control. The days where people call into a police department and dial 911 because their 5-year-old won't come out from under a bed, folks, that's unacceptable. That I've been to a couple of those calls, and the parents didn't like it when I left, because if you can't control a 5-year-old, you're in trouble. Now that's me being personal, and that's me telling you my beliefs. We have to get back the old times of discipline. It's basic, it's just structure. Every child, every teenager, they want structure, they need it. We have to educate the youth in a big way to prevent crime and stop them from turning into criminals before they hit the streets. And we can do that. It's easy with social media, education, it can spread quick. We just have to work together. I guarantee you it'll work. Some more issues. My number one thing is being a people person. Now, I'm not saying the sheriff's department or anybody inside there are rude or bad or not people persons. But when I go in, that'll be our first talk. You have to treat people the way you want your family treated. If that was your mother, that was your brother, that was your son, whoever, you want everybody treated the way you would want to be. There's not anybody in Christian County that, whether they know me, dealt with me when I was on the streets, in the school, I would like to see somebody challenged to where I didn't try and listen, or I was respectful. That's just, it's big to me. And if you can't treat people right, how can you expect to get the respect back? It won't happen. And I want that to fall down when I'm the sheriff. Everybody around me, you have to be that people person. Whether it's a basic report and you're getting back with the folks within a day or two to let them know, hey, I'm there, I'm following up, I'm working with you. Trust me, we're busy, but if I hadn't got to you, I haven't forgot about you. That goes all the way from working the streets or serving civil papers, going to people's personal spaces and saying, hey, here's a paper that we got, we have to serve it. That goes all the way to the office. The folks inside the office doing vehicle inspections, tax collections. We want to be respectful and people persons 24/7. That is a huge, huge thing with me. Folks, I am not a businessman. I'm not a politician. I've never been. I'm born and raised here in Christian County. I love being here. There have been ups, there have been downs. Everybody's going to have them. But I have worked my whole life here, fortunate enough to be able to retire at a young age. A lot of people ask, how can I retire and just sit and not do anything? I'd go crazy. Well, when you have 5 kids, they're going to keep you busy. But I am ready to get back. I've been off for a few months now, and I had to take time off with the requirements of law to be off a certain amount of months before I can go back. Now with the sheriff's election being here, and then it's time to get back. And now myself and the team that I have helping me, we're fixing to hit the streets hard and get these signs out. And folks, I need your help. Anytime you have a question, you don't know something, you want to see if I can give you an answer. If I can't, folks, I will be the first person to tell you. If I don't know the answer to something, I'll say, I don't know, but I will find it for you. And I will call people or go to people until we get the answer. Your vote is going to be really important this November. Now, I will tell you another thing. I have not asked one person in Christian County to vote for me. I've not asked for one vote. What I want to do, I want to get out to everybody and educate them on what to do. It's the right thing to go vote, but I want you to understand you can vote for an independent candidate no matter what your registration is. In general elections, it does not matter what your party is. And folks, the reason why I filed independent is because there are things for Democratic and Republican that I believe in both. I want to combine those and let people see it's not this way or that way. We can work it and use both to accomplish any goals that we want to accomplish. There have been so many folks to outreach, and they've been really good and supportive and proud that I filed independent. And I told everybody it's going to be a tough road because you don't have the state parties throwing money at you and getting you out there in commercials and whatever. And folks, I'm going to tell you, I haven't spent $40 or $50 or $60,000 on this campaign. I've not went to one citizen and asked them for money. I know how hard it is to come across a dollar. I'm a working man just like everybody else. It's hard for me to ask you to take out of your pocket for a campaign when we need to get out here and just work and show you instead of asking for money. Just help out. And we can do this. If you believe I'm the best candidate, you will vote the right way. And anytime anybody needs me for any questions, if you can't get me on Facebook, message me, put it on the big screen, on the home screen, my personal page or Pollard for Sheriff. If you can't, my phone number, folks, it's my personal cell. I have it 24/7. It's 270-987-0007. Anytime you have a question or you need me to come and speak with you, a group, or whoever, let me know and I will be there. I will go to Nebraska if I have to meet you. But please know I will be a very personable sheriff. I am easily accessible. I'm a family guy. I love everybody to death. We can do this. So any questions, feel free. And hopefully the next few days, I'm gonna start this Facebook Live. Now, I'm not a movie star by no means, and it's gonna take some figuring out, but we're gonna have some fun, and I'll let you guys get into our life and see what goes on. But between now and then, I hope everybody gets out and we get some voting. And I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you.